Hi, and welcome to Highly Social. I'm your host, Mike Eaton. Today we're joined by my good friend, Joe Begley.
What's up, buddy?
Joe, welcome to the pod. And as always, the Sass Master back here, it's Darian.
Hello.
Irwin. Darian Irwin.
Good
How are you
see
today?
Good.
You were just asking Dan about his Sour Patch Kids drink, and you were drinking it, and then you asked if it was good for you?
Well, when you put it like that, yes, actually. Well, the can says no sugar. What does the can say? It says it says go Sour Patch Kids.
I love that you could read.
It's Sour Patch Kids in a can.
This is the reason we have a health crisis in America, is because it just says no sugar,
It
and
says zero sugar.
you're just like, it's good. It's got to be fine.
Hold on, 0 sugar, 0 fat, 0 artificial colors, transparent label,
I can see the label. It's
5
not see-through.
calories. I mean, it's like, that's what they're saying, right? So I asked, is it bad for you?
Well, the thing I think that's very funny about that is Dan is easily the healthiest person in this room.
And he's just drinking Sour
Dan is
Patch
yoked,
Kids.
dude.
Yeah.
Someday I want to look like Dan.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm gonna try it out, but
But the problem is Wendy's makes a strawberry frosty. It's like, I like that way more than yoked.
dude, here's the thing: those fucking energy drinks that people drink. My buddy drinks this pre-workout. It's literally called Total War. It has 400 milligrams of caffeine in it. It's 5 shots. What is that? Like 10 espressos or something ridiculous? Have you had that one?
No, so I've had stuff that's called like Nuclear Armageddon.
Yeah,
I've had Stim Lord, which had Pablo Escobar on the cover.
that's cool.
It's just like whatever's like some type of apocalypse or like Holocaust. You
Dude,
throw
we
that
should-
on a label.
We should make like really aggressive pre-workouts and just call this like school shooter energy. Like fucking.
Just pretend Dan drinks it. That's what we'll do. We'll use him as our promo guy. Me and
Yeah.
you won't be involved at all.
Dude, just
But we'll be the ones drinking it. He'll never have it.
the promo video is just me doing lines of pre-workout. Ready to fucking lift. Why do they not have any sniffable? Do they have that? They have sniffable pre-workout?
People sniff it. They'll snort it. They'll dry scoop it. Dry scooping's like a big thing in the fitness community.
What is
Dry scooping?
what is
Say
dry
more. This sounds
scooping?
gay.
You just take the pre-workout in the little kind of like, I don't know, little scooper,
Scoop it comes in, yeah.
and then you just kind of, no water.
Whoa.
why? What is
God
it? Is
damn.
it quicker or more effective than
No.
doing it with water?
It's to be a man.
So people are just cooked.
It's to be an alpha.
That's the same way I drink hot cocoa.
I've been dry scooping Swiss Miss for years.
Yeah, dude. I dry scoop Ovaltine, dude.
It's harder with the hot cocoa because they put those little marshmallows in it. Sometimes you're like, you know, but you got to power through and be a man.
You gotta be a man about it, dude.
I've been doing lines of ramen noodle seasoning, dude.
Closer to me?
Come on, Mike.
If you're going to talk to him, go.
Yeah, see, I got to, the arm is,
We gotta finagle our way in
this
here.
is hard, dude. Podcasting's hard. People don't talk about that enough.
No.
They're like, you could just be funny with your friends. No, man, you got to sit close to a microphone.
You have a setup here.
Yeah, this is nice, isn't it?
This is insane.
You know what was a really cool setup was the last time you and I tried to do a podcasting.
It's unbelievable. You were going through one of the worst days of your life.
Yeah.
And you came in and you sat down and you told this story about getting arrested for weed.
Yeah.
And dude, 30-minute story.
Mm-hmm.
You hit every fucking detail of everything that happened. You were crushing too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was laughing my ass off, and we get to it, and one of the cameras is out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there's only shots of you, some shots of me. I'm like, okay, no big deal. We're gonna have to figure it out anyway. I go, we'll release this one as audio only. I fucking download the audio, and the mics are all fucked up. Like they don't sound right. Everything's bad.
That's so cool.
And that episode, we were at that studio for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Because we would get frustrated. After that, we're just like, we'll talk about something else. We picked it up because I don't know, if you tell the story twice in a row, back
It
to back,
sucks the second time.
it always does. And you lose like the flair to it. Like you were actually excited about it. You could tell this was like one of the first times you've talked about it top to bottom.
Yeah.
Or at least in a while, dude.
Well, that was like right after everything had concluded, and I was for sure no longer going to have a felony.
Well, you were in your court case uniform.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
you
I
had
went
you
to
had
court that
showed up with the outfit that you wore to court.
Yeah.
Uniform is a funny way to describe
Yeah. I was in my court case uniform.
uniform.
Which
No,
is
I was-
funny. Mike is like true white trash. He was wearing a polo to
Dude,
his court
fuck
case.
you, white trash. So I went to court. My weed court was in Hayes County. San Marcos. So the first 3 times that I showed up, I wore a suit jacket and a dress shirt and slacks. And I wore that, and it was fine. And then the last time, so all of those times, though, there would be people there. So it was a felony, possession of a controlled substance. So the court that I'm in, everyone else there is facing like something pretty life-changing.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of like sexual assault cases and like aggravated domestic violence and shit. Like there's a lot of very serious stuff being called on the docket. And there were no less than 5 people each time wearing basketball shorts.
Crazy.
Like there were people dressed like I am today for a podcast to go and figure out their fate.
What do you think it is? Is it just like I'm too cool for this, or is it like I don't own anything like that, or is it just I'm truly a fucking idiot and I
think
don't
it's
care?
ignorance, dude. I think like most people don't put any stock into dressing nicer.
Yeah.
They don't think like if I dress nice, I will be more presentable. They think like that's what fucking losers and fake and posers do. Like I'm just gonna be me.
I'm me,
They'll
dog. I'm
appreciate
me.
that I'm me, and I showed up wearing, a T-shirt with Taz and Bugs Bunny, wearing backwards hats on it, with my fucking FUBU shorts hanging down, and my really nice Jordans. And that also was primarily white guys.
Really?
Like, that is what not in a race way. It was just like the white guys there were dressed like black guys from the 90s. And it was like at court.
Well, the public defender's got to be like, dude, you need to wear slacks and a button down,
Dude.
like at bare minimum, or at least like if we're deciding a life sentence, I shouldn't be able to see your fucking knees. You know what I mean? Like
100% there. However, you say that and you think like, oh, well, like at least their attorney would tell them. There was an attorney, and I don't remember his name, but he has huge mustache and goatee that's like very unkempt, but shaved in. So it's clean on the sides, but huge down here. And then he's got a weird fucking mullet with like gray streaks in it.
yeah,
And he wears glasses and like an oversized jacket. And he like jokes around and fucks around the whole time and is like, we're gonna get this thing started. And like, he's an attorney. Like he's over in like the attorney section. Like his phone ringer's going off and it's like a duck call. Like,
Oh
it's
my
just
God.
like, what is happening right now? That guy is who you have. I can't imagine if I was like sitting there finding out my fate and that guy is my lawyer.
holy shit.
Have you ever been in any legal trouble?
Yeah, I got in trouble in high school.
Well, your dad knew the judge.
Yeah. Well, dude, I mean, the thing is, and I think you and I were talking about this, like, just shit getting deferred.
Yeah.
Like, you think that your case is going to be on a day, right? I'm good, thank you.
It's just CBD.
I'm good on CBD. I can't be relaxing that much right now, dude.
Okay.
But the thing is, I mean, I was going to school in Boston at the time, and so I would have to come back and do this, and they would bump it. They would bump it by a week every time. They'd just be like, "Oh, the judge doesn't have something. So and so can't make it." Boom, boom, boom. You're pushed back,
Yeah.
and it's like every time you're like paying the attorney
Yeah.
to show up. You're paying the court fees, and it's just like, dude, can we just do it on the day? And you said you had to go through it during fucking COVID,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
It was wild. They kept rescheduling it. There were a couple times where I like got a hotel in San Marcos so that I could like go stay down there the night before and be up at 8 a.m. for court. And I would get there and then it would be 7:30 and I'd be like just putting my, last touches on my outfit, about to walk out of the hotel, and I get a call like, "Hey, they rescheduled it." I was like, "Okay." So I just what?
Just reschedule it.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, the justice system is so fucked up in America. Like it just,
Yeah,
it just
100%.
is. And like dude, the craziest thing in the world is that I'm dealing with this fucking nightmare of a felony charge for weed in Texas. And then this fucking dumb basketball bitch goes and gets arrested in Russia for
Yeah.
essentially the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
And it now suddenly everyone's like, "Free Britney, we got to trade the Merchant of Death to get her back."
Yeah.
It's like, what about Mike? What about Mike? I do comedy. I don't even play women's basketball. I'm not doing anything that hurts people. You
Yeah.
know?
100%.
My skill's valuable.
Women's basketball really hurts people, dude.
It does, dude.
It does.
It makes women think it's a good idea to grow up to play basketball. You're poisoning these young girls' minds. They need to be in STEM. We need to get women being doctors and lawyers and engineers, not trying to do layups. Oh, it's 50-48. What a nail biter. No, go make birth control that doesn't give you bitches cancer.
Yeah.
Like,
I disagree. Maybe not engineers.
It was really such a shot in the dark to figure out what I said that you disagreed with. It's like I spit a lot out there. I don't
Dude,
know.
I mean, all in with all the court case and everything, how much money did it cost you to not have a felony?
By the end of it, when I've paid all of my fees and all my probation and everything, it'll be like 15 grand.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous
For
sum
a
of money.
$60 fucking gram of dabs.
Do you think if you had like a felony, and then like let's say you had a felony, and then like on your way to the court, you got hit by in the head with a bat, and you went into a coma, and then you're in a coma.
Whoa, this is a
you're
crazy
in a coma
scenario.
for like 9 years. Do they just keep postponing your case?
Well, it depends on the statute of limitations.
Right, but if you go over the statute of limitations in a coma,
If you've already been charged, I don't think the statute of limitations
No, but you're
applies, right?
charged. You just haven't been tried yet.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're charged and you haven't been tried yet, I think you're still on the hook, no matter what. Like, you got to come.
Dude, how shitty would that be is you come out of your coma and then they're like, guilty.
Exactly.
And you're just like, I was just in jail, kind of.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah, I was in brain jail.
It felt like 10,000 years.
I wonder if it does. Have you ever been unconscious?
He's
Like
on
accidentally?
I don't know. Look at this guy. He's unconscious now. Man, have you ever been conscious?
I've been
You
thinking
remember
about
coming
it.
online at some
I took an
point?
Alpha Brain yesterday. I felt real good, dude.
You know,
I liked it.
when Joe was extremely conscious, when he was the only person for a long time to have defeated me in roast battle.
Yeah, I'm your one.
You beat
Well,
Mike?
yeah.
That
I'm
doesn't make
Mike's-
any
I'm
sense.
Mike-
This guy is, have you seen this guy?
Yeah.
Listen, he's a great comic. One thing you're not is a roaster, dude.
This is the fucking truth about the roast battle thing, okay?
Here
Because
we
I was thinking about this the other day.
Here we go.
I think as a roast battler, I'm genuinely the most unlikable roast battle contestant possible.
Yeah.
And then I come up and I'm fucking mean.
Yeah.
Like, I write the meanest shit that I can write. And the crowd hates it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It's like the one thing that I've sent the roast battle channel, the one clip that I've sent them is the most viewed thing they've ever posted on Instagram. One joke. So it's like, clearly there's something there. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm writing dog shit jokes and bombing every time. Every time we do the roast battle, it's the
You
battle
have-
of the night, and then I lose. Every single time.
So you and Heather Keith are the only people to beat me, but Heather and you had the roast, and I think that's probably the video you're talking about. But you wrote the single best roast joke that I could have
I was
ever
going
been
to
written
ask,
about her.
what was your best joke on that for Mike?
So the joke was Heather's half Mexican and she was in an abusive relationship for years. And during that time, she identified as a piñata.
Fucking incredible.
That's
And I
funny.
opened on that, and the place was like, oh, fuck. And then the crowd just started turning on me because I did back-to-back jokes about her being fat. And then, like,
Yeah.
these women in the front row just started fucking chanting at me. And I was
Dude,
like,
lean into the word fat there.
yeah, dude. I mean,
It's so crazy that I was listening to someone talk about this, and I wish I could remember who, but they were telling me you can't say fat when you describe a woman on stage because all women have like a self-conscious thing and think they're fat. So when you say fat, even if they're not fat, they're like, he's talking about me. So anything that you say derogatory about a fat chick, they identify with that word so much because it's a fear and like a thing that they're self-conscious about that you just can't use that. You have to like go like hugely rotund. Like you have to get very physical in your description if you're describing a large woman so that the women in the crowd that have body issues can dissociate from that.
Women are gay.
I'm so glad that you're here. Yeah, that's my favorite part.
good
So
interjection. That's good. Women are, I agree.
God, it's so annoying.
Oh man,
What was your best roast for Mike?
I don't even remember.
you had one where you
I made a
sang
Simple Plan
song.
reference.
Yeah. You sang
Yeah.
a Simple Plan song, and the whole crowd sang along with you. And I was like, I might have just lost.
Yeah, that did well. I think it was fun because like you're just another white dude that I can trash. You know what I mean? So that kind of worked.
That's what it is. That's Mike is the only other guy that you guys look like you should be roasting each other.
We look like we're fighting for our dad's company.
Right.
Like, and then there's another one where it was like the Aaron Sorosi night. I was like, I'm gonna
We're
blowtorch
Chet
this
and
kid, and I
Colin
lost.
Hanks, for
What?
sure. I'm Chet and you're Colin, dude.
Did you beat Aaron?
No, I lost.
Oh my God.
That's crazy. You lost to Aaron. I think that's his only victory.
It is.
That's wild. Well, you know what's interesting too? So we did those roast jokes against each other, and then we went up to Oklahoma.
And then you won.
Yeah, but dude, that drive up to Oklahoma,
It's insane.
that was so much fun.
I don't know if I would call it fun. It was 6 hours in the car with you and Adam Lucky.
It
But
was 7 hours in the car.
I was in the back of the Prius with not much room.
But we got to stop at Babes. How good was Babes?
Babes
chicken
was unbelievable, but that was one of the dumbest decisions was to have a
Barbecue? Is
milkshake and a
that barbecue
plate of
place?
chicken tenders. And then I was literally already drunk. And then I had a milkshake, a hamburger, French fries, chicken tenders, and then got in the car for 6 hours with these two. And was just like, I feel like I'm going to die.
Dude, so on the way
was brutal.
up to Oklahoma, we stopped in Burleson, home of Kelly Clarkson, famously Katy Perry plus gravy. You know? But we
Jesus,
stopped-
Mikey.
Hey, bro, she big.
Yeah, she thick. You know? She's
Yeah.
so thick, I didn't recognize her the last time I saw her on TV. I was like,
Yeah.
who's this supposed to... Whoa! Since you've been gone, you've been eating, girl. So,
Oh, my God.
so we stop in Burleson at Babe's Chicken Dinner House where you pick either chicken fried steak, fried chicken, meatloaf, or catfish. And then it comes with unlimited potatoes, corn, green beans, gravy, rolls.
That was
and salad.
unbelievable. I was starving and a
Where
little
was this? What is
hungover.
this called?
It's called Babes.
Is it barbecue?
No,
Oh.
it's the things I just said.
Wow.
It's literally just
Wow.
the things I just listed. But so the three of us stop there and eat, and we eat this very heavy, carb, starchy meal.
Right.
We drive up to Oklahoma, we roast, we have a few drinks, and then we stopped at Brahms, which I've talked about on here. I talked about it with John, but we stopped and he got chicken tenders and a milkshake, burgers. It's fucking great. But yeah, that was a lot of driving in one day.
Yeah, it was 12 hours in the car with you two in one day. And it's just like, by the end of it, I was like, I literally I want to lay down, dude.
Yeah.
Because the thing is,
And
I
it was
went
the
into it.
Prius.
I went into it with a world-class hangover. Like, I got dinged up. The night before that was the first time I'd ever hung out with Rebecca from the Creek.
Yeah.
And holy shit, dude. Like, we sat down in the back and I don't know, the place closed for the night. And then the two of us kept drinking.
Yeah.
And we were drinking, and she doesn't this was in a phase where she was just doing tequila shots. We did a shitload of tequila shots. I literally borderline blacked out, stumbled back to my place, got back at 4:30, and then got up at 10 to go drive to Oklahoma with you guys.
Yeah.
And was like, fuck, man. Dude, when you're already ready to puke and then you get thrown in the back of Mike's red Prius with this much room in the back, dude, it's just brutal. There's nothing
Yeah.
worse.
There's nothing worse.
I mean,
Brutal, dude.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think what would be worse is being you in the back of that red Prius. I mean,
Yeah,
that would
all
not
right,
work
yeah,
out very
be-
well.
Anything would be worse being me. So how about that?
That's
so
very
funny.
positive. Thank you, Darian.
Oh, man.
Dude, I was sitting behind Darian. I was in front of Darian at the
it's
roast.
so hard you had to get in a car.
That's what we should call our pre-workout. Getting in a car.
Yeah.
That's the scariest
Yeah.
thing you can imagine.
What kind of car do you drive?
I drive a Hyundai.
Hyundai.
Dude,
It's the most interesting.
Sweet question, dude.
oh man. So last time you were on Giggle Boys and you had just finished up a 28 days of sobriety.
Yes.
And then you had your first drink with us, and now you said you were just finishing a bender.
I'm celebrating 28 days nonstop of drinking right now.
Hell yeah.
It's pretty good. Last
How'd it
night, dude, I mean, it's crazy. People say you shouldn't take the month off.
Uh-huh.
You should learn to pace yourself or quit altogether. And I kind of see why, because as soon as you get back into it, you're just, I don't know, you get back into it quickly. There were some realizations that I had right off the bat, though.
Do you have a drinking problem?
Yeah, dude.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Do
yeah.
you?
Probably.
Yeah. I mean,
It depends on the day. Some days it's not a problem.
Bill Burr talked about this on one of his podcasts or it might have been somebody else, but they were just the hardest the people that end up not quitting drinking are the ones with like very mild drinking problems, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I like black out and then drive home. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I just like have too many drinks sometimes during the week. On Friday and Saturday, I'll get too fucked up.
Well, it's
And
hard,
then-
dude. If you have like a fun show
Mhm.
and you get free drinks,
This town likes to get fucked up too.
dude, Austin gets shreked.
Yeah. It's unreal. Like, dude, the first nights I was here, like the comics were doing fucking coke. Everyone was just doing coke. Like, and I was coming off the San Francisco scene where like it was very much like business, right? Like people would go to these shows and they would treat it like a transaction. They were like, I'm here to work, and then I'm leaving. And there were only a few people that would like want to drink. And
Joyless
here,
losers.
dude, here people just go to shows and like get annihilated in the green room together. Like
Yeah.
we're doing shots, we're fucking hanging out. There are some business only motherfuckers too.
There are a few,
Yeah.
and there's a few people that like went so hard they had to stop altogether. Like,
Casey
we've got
Rocket?
some sober. Yeah, like we've got some sobers, but like, I mean, it is, dude. I think there's like really nothing more fun. My favorite is Sunday nights at the Creek Banana Phone, the heckle mic. I mean, there's really just no greater sense of camaraderie than sitting around with your fellow comics and just bullying open micers.
Yeah.
And you all just drink too much and then you Uber home and it's like, man, what a fun night we just had. We spent 2.5 hours just yelling every mean thing we could think of.
It was fun as hell.
Dude, just tearing down their self-esteem. And it's cool because you can see the ones that don't have what it takes and it really hurts them.
Yeah.
And they get mad. And they're like, fuck you. And then you see the cool ones that are like, that's awesome. That was so mean that you said.
Dude, well, one of the guys afterwards, I pulled him aside because this newer guy, like, it's this kid, Seth Welker.
Okay.
And he fucking got up there, stayed in the pocket with the roast jokes, had some comebacks, but like everybody on the panel was like giving him hell. And dude, he was like, for Banana Phone, he fucking crushed. Like he held in the pocket, people were giving him shit, and he was like actually coming up with stuff on the fly. And I was like, dude, just don't let him get to it. To you.
Yeah.
Like you just fucking ripped that shit. Like
Yeah.
good job, dude. And
You give credit where credit's due.
you totally got to. But it's like, I don't know, being an open micer here, it kind of reminds me of Boston. It's like this is a tough place to have no experience in stand up because you're just doing mics and
They're hard.
they're hard mics. You're not getting any real exposure, any crowd that like is going to give you your due.
Well, dude, there's so many well-run shows in this town that if you're an audience member, you have to like either seek out an open mic, which the people that do that are like the wannabe comics. They're the
Yep.
people that like, I will do this in the future or when I have time or I wish I could do this. They go, or people that get ambushed. They're
Yeah.
Like, I was at a bar drinking with my friends and then an open mic started, I'll stay.
Yeah.
But if you're someone that's like, I want to go see comedy, it used to be in Austin, you'd be like, oh, I'll go to the fucking Cap City open mic on Sunday because it's a club and, I'll go see the new upcoming talent.
Yeah.
But now it's like, any day of the week, there's a banger of a fucking show.
Any day.
And, $10, $20.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, dude, the lineup I'm putting on Thursday is like, it's ridiculous. It's Amy
Who's on?
Shanker, Ariel Isaac Norman, Derek Poston, and fucking Spencer Cavins.
Great.
That's it. Cutting it right there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There's not enough shows with like that few people on it.
Yeah.
All the shows here seem to have 26 comics.
I like to have like 4 or 5. That's it. Give everybody 15 minutes. Let everybody throw down. It's way more
Yeah.
fun.
Throw some good sets out. Get some fucking stretch going.
Yeah, warm it up a little bit, but
Feels good.
does feel fucking good, dude. I don't know. Last night I tried to stretch on the late. I fucking bombed my late show set last night.
Yeah?
Yeah, dude. I had a Tinder date in the audience.
Nice.
This was a dumb move. So this girl
Yeah.
and me, we just matched.
That is-
I was into it right off the bat,
Uh-huh.
and I was just like, look, we should meet up. But here's the thing: my parents are coming into town next weekend. I'm doing shows every night this weekend. Maybe we can link up after. And she's like, I'm just gonna come to one. And I was like, I think that's a bad idea. She's like,
Sick.
I'm just gonna come anyway. I'm gonna figure out where it is. And
Dope.
so, dude,
That's
she
cool.
showed up with her friend, but like.
She's like, I don't believe in boundaries right off the bat.
Yeah, but dude, 5 minutes of online dating material when you've got a Tinder date in the audience is like one of the weirdest things.
Yeah, that
it
was not a
feels
great
So
choice.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, why'd you do that?
I don't know. I'm working out some shit for that fucking hour I'm doing, so I just wanted to see how it would go.
So you're just doing Tinder jokes.
Right to a Tinder date.
That's great.
Yeah, and she liked it. I mean, it worked out, but
That's wild.
yeah.
Do Do you think that you have the same problem as hot chicks in comedy where you don't know if you're actually funny?
I think that's first of all, fuck you. But
No, but it's like you're a good-looking dude, and you have like a very like I don't need to prove anything to you stage presence.
so here's the thing, like
So
down
there's gonna
here,
be women that are like,
this is the only place I've ever done stand-up where I'll get heckled by women on stage.
Yeah.
Like women will be like, I like your hair. And you're like, shut the fuck up, dude.
You're getting sexually harassed by women on stage.
Dude,
what a wild problem to have.
It was insane. Like I did like Lucas McCrary's
sounds
show.
so
There's a
hard.
bunch of like
That sounds as hard as getting in a back seat.
Darian is just growing to hate me more and more through every minute of this interview. It's the best. Every time I hang out with Darian, he likes me a little bit less. He's just like, I fucking hate this guy, dude.
No, dude.
Yeah.
But it just seems hard.
You're getting heckled over your looks, dude. That's just rough.
Yeah, but it's just like I would like
get
to
heckled
talk.
from my looks too.
Yeah.
Totally different vibe.
What do they say about you when you're on stage?
Huh?
What do they say to you when
I
you're on
like
stage?
your hair, same thing. I relate to this problem.
So that how frequently would you say that happens in 10 shows?
It's like one.
1 in 10.
One or two, but like it's the big ones at
Yeah.
like Vulcan or something where there's like
Yeah.
400 people.
Perfect.
I get interrupted by a woman every time.
I love that.
It's crazy, dude. It happened on my Kill Tony set. I got heckled
That's so cool.
during a minute set. I got heckled in the middle of the set where one
Yeah.
girl was like, I like your hair. And I'm like, dude,
Is it always the hair?
it's the fucking hair. It's
Well,
the
then
hair.
cut it, you fucking idiot.
And no, I
No.
like it. I like having it.
It's 80% of your personality.
It is.
You can't cut
I
off.
would,
You're like Samson. All your strengths in your hair.
dude, I was thinking for one of the roast battles, I think I might like, if I'm ever gonna get a cut, like ever shave it, I think right before one of the roast battles, I'm gonna shave my head and wax
Oh,
it.
just to sandbag your opponent?
Yeah, dude.
And then they're like, oh no, Joe has cancer. That's what my first thought would be. If I saw you tomorrow and you had a shaved head, I'd be like, oh, buddy,
Yeah,
how long?
be
How
tough.
long do you have left, you know?
Be a tough go.
Do you ever accidentally have things slip out of your mouth and you're like, I didn't mean to say that?
All the time.
I was talking to my friend, and her dad is going through some pretty serious stuff. And he has brain cancer.
Oh my god.
And so it's terminal, and she's very sad, but she was talking about driving on toll roads in her car and then just never paying it, and her dad's yelling at her, and he's like, that those go on my credit when you don't pay your tolls. And I just accidentally said, well, there's no credit in heaven. It's like, oops.
Did she like it?
Oops. She laughed, thankfully.
Oh, good.
She's a friend that's dating a comic, so it was like, at least it was okay. But it
Yeah.
was just like, oops, my bad, dude.
I mean, dude, I was like, before the roast battle, somebody was like, well, what do you joke about?
Mm-hmm.
And, dude, this guy lives in my apartment building. He's full, like, pronouns in the bio type dude. So I figured him as, like, a very easily offended guy. And I was like, well, he told me his dad killed himself. So I got 3 jokes right off that. And he goes, oh, my dad killed himself. And I just go, here we go.
Nice.
I'm about to get reamed out. And he's like, you know what? He goes, he comes and sits right down next to me at the bar and, like,
boy.
puts his hand on me. And he goes, I'm so glad that, like, people are willing to make jokes about that. Because he goes, I joke about my dad's suicide all the time. And people get so uncomfortable. And I'm like, I clearly, like, pegged this guy completely wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I thought
He
was...
should have been pegging you.
Yeah. How often have you been called gay? in your
Most
life?
days.
Most days?
Yeah, most days.
Do most people think you're gay?
Yeah.
My ex-girlfriend thought you were trans, which was really funny.
Damn.
I see it, dude.
She did.
So you know what's really funny?
That's
is-
why she was really nice to you when we first started hanging out, because she was woke and she was trying.
the retarded one from Boston? The one that talked about taking lacrosse players' pictures and putting them on her nails and then using that as like a bounty to go fuck those guys? That one?
Did she do that?
That was the first story she ever told me. We were at Latchkey, and you two were together, and she was hammered. She has that fucking trash gutter accent from up there.
She didn't have an accent, Mike.
Did you ever meet her?
No.
Yes, you did. It was
Yes, I
Yeah.
did. Oh yeah, she did.
Yeah, she fucking did.
I thought
dude.
she was your sister for a while.
Yo, you know how I know that Darian met her? Because one time Darian said, "Why Joe Begley look like Joe Begley girlfriend?"
Yeah, I Joe Begley look like Joe Begley girlfriend.
Yeah. But that girl thought I was trans.
Yeah, at the beginning.
Wild.
Unbelievable. It was so funny.
How come I don't get booked like that? How come no one like
I was-
JFL's
You
like,
should start
that
saying-
trans comedian?
you should
That's why
start
she was
being
so
trans.
fucking nice to you, and I was crying, laughing. I'm gonna tell him, and she's like, you can never tell him, and then I just remembered it now.
On a
It was
podcast, baby. What a time.
Let's go.
Fuck you, bitch. No, there's actually.
She's a
If
great
you
person, by the way.
if
No
you
hard
transition
feelings.
to a female, you would look so trans. You would look trans, but you wouldn't be able to tell which direction.
Yeah. Thanks so much. That's so
I
kind.
don't know where we started here. 'Cause you can tell where you started. You know what I mean?
Man, what a fun podcast for me. This is so great. Man. Ooh. No, I get it. I get it for sure. There's a comedian on the Don't Tell comedy TikTok, and I can't remember her name, but she's trans, and she has a bunch of tattoos on her arms, and she wears her hat and her hair and looks pretty close to me. Like, if you're drunk, you would pretty easily mistake us. And I think something about transitioning and the hormones has made it so that her voice is higher pitched.
So it sounds like you.
It sounds just like me. And it's like it's like 10 different people sent it to me. And they're like, oh, congrats on transitioning. It's like, son of a bitch. You know? Dude, there was, I just found out that, like, I was so glad she's still doing comedy. There's a comedian from Austin named Karina Magyar, and she was super fucking funny. And I remember her from before the pandemic, and then she wasn't here when I came back to Austin, but she's in Chicago now, I believe. She was fucking hilarious. And it's so funny to me how many like trans female comedians there are that are like absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
And then there are ones that are just like dog shit, and they're like, I'm not getting booked because I'm trans. It's like, it has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
You're just not funny. You know, like,
Y'all motherfuckers get work, dude.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, perhaps the most booked in Austin, Texas.
I don't know. Like, it's. I talk to female comedians about this sometimes because I think it's an interesting. And I talk to bookers about it too. Guy comedians will respond much quicker, and will more rarely cancel a spot
100%.
than female comedians.
Oh yeah.
Like, on all of the shows that I booked, and when like Sunset was letting me book the local show, I would pick who I wanted, and then I would send a DM on Instagram and a message on Facebook. And then I would wait. And all of the dudes replied within, 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, fuck yeah, I'd love to do the show. That sounds amazing. And like 2 of the women that I reached out to were like, oh, I'll have to let you know sooner. I've got some other stuff going on.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. And I get it. Like, and that's a small sample size for me, but it's also something that I've heard from other people.
Yeah. I mean,
you agreed pretty quickly.
yeah, I've the next show that I'm doing is pretty female heavy because I had 2 fucking murderers that were available, which is great. 2 of my favorite comics in Austin. But one of them, it was like, dude, I mean, female comics that I'm like good friends with, just like no reply. You're just like, okay, dude, like fucking, you guys are working that much. I'm getting nothing. I'm not getting a call back.
Some of them are.
Yeah.
Some of them are working that much, because that's another thing too. Like, when you book a show and like you have to have a mind of like, all right, I'm gonna try not to book 6 white dudes.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm booking 6 people, I'm gonna try and not book just 6 white dudes. I'm gonna think of the 6 funniest people I can think of, and then make sure that there's like some kind of diversity on the lineup.
Yeah.
Not just because like that's important on stage, but also because of the audience.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a whole bunch of different people represented there, so they need to have someone that they think is funny on stage.
Yeah.
So you need all the different people. So when you're like, okay, I need a very funny woman, and then you're like, okay, who are the funniest women? You reach out to them, and it's like, I got to show that day. I got to show that day. I got to show that day. Because everyone else
Yeah.
is like, I got to book a funny woman. What do you do? So like, there's not as many women doing comedy.
No.
I think this is part of it.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I
And
literally.
Thank God, honestly.
I think my second show that I did at Cloakroom, I think I hit up like 5 or 6 female comics and got 5 or 6 no's, where they're just like, because Thursday's already a busy night of the week too,
Yeah.
where there's so much shit going on, there's secret show going on, but yeah, just no. But then everyone was like, everyone could do the 8th for some reason, so we're heavy. It's gonna be good.
Dude, I had like a bunch, like a monthly show hit me up, and they were like, hey, can you do this date? And I was like, no, I'm booked for that. And they're like, what about this one? I'm like, no. It's like 5 months out, where like every of the like 3rd Thursday or whatever, I was booked. It's like, fuck, man, it feels good to have stuff booked far out,
Yeah.
but it's also as I'm getting booked more, I'm having to say no to spots.
Lucky you,
And I
dude.
fucking hate it, dude. I hate when it's like, hey, can you do this show? And it's like, oh, I'm going to be at this place. And it's like, that feels cool, but I hate having to say no.
That makes one of us. Darian, how's it going for you, dude?
I'm just flabbergasted by the problems that you guys are facing.
Well, you got something awesome coming up. You're going to be hosting for Ryan Sickler.
Yeah, this weekend will be fun.
Fucking congrats,
We
buddy.
got Austin Out Loud tonight. Is the last Austin
This comes out
Loud
tomorrow.
At fuck you, whatever, dude.
So yeah, I know. Yeah, I'll be there.
No,
You're hosting for Sickler?
don't come anymore.
That's what's up, dude.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, that guy's amazing.
Yeah, he's a beast. Where's that? The Creek?
Vulcan.
Nice, dude. That's what's up. That'll be badass.
He's got like 6 shows.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's so dope. I
Yeah.
love comedy so much,
It'll be a good time.
dude. So you were one of the people I talked to about it. So I released my special.
Yep.
So
Let's talk about this, the edit thing, because I think that's fucking hilarious.
Edit
That
gate. What happened?
Well, one of the things that I do love about having a podcast is that when something happens in my life, I can just tell the story on here, and then I don't have to repeat it 800 million times. I can just send a clip to people like, here's the answer.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to say first off is that like I don't want to shit on anybody.
Yeah.
I don't want this
Shit
to
on
come-
them.
I
Shit
don't
on
wanna-
them.
I don't want this to come off negatively on anyone, and especially not on the Sunset guys, because they have been nothing but helpful and kind. And the fact that these guys are producing shows, booking awesome comics, paying us well, and then out of literally the kindness of their hearts, booked me, Adam, and Heather to have specials to film, paid us to do the sets, and then gave us the whole rights to the video and everything. And it was just to have their logo and their name on it.
Yeah.
Like, that's so incredible. And that's such a
The best.
huge investment in developing comedians. And I'm so beyond grateful for
Yeah,
that.
and dude, the way they pay for spots around here too. Like, dude, in terms of like what they'll give you for a 5-minute set is better than any 5-minute set I've ever been paid for outside of like a corporate gig or something. Like,
They
it's
truly are
ridiculous.
investing into the comedians.
yeah, 100%.
And a lot of people talk a big game about doing that, and they do it in other ways. And like, there's a lot of that in Austin, and I think that's why the scene is becoming so fucking strong. Is that the people like Sunset and the people like the Creek and Big Laugh and Vulcan are all really working on fostering and developing the up and coming talent. So I'm really excited about the special, and it's the first thing that I've ever put out like that. Like, I've never made an album. This is a year ago, the thought of doing 30 minutes
Yeah.
would give me tremendous anxiety.
Really?
So the fact that I'm putting out 27 is like, what? That's crazy. And it was good and polished enough. And I put in a lot of work leading up to it, doing a bunch of sets and practicing and working on it. And then that night, it went spectacularly.
Yeah.
It was just the night of the recording was one of the best nights of my life.
Mhm.
And it was one of the best sets I've ever had. So I knew that when this came out, people were going to get to see like that side of me. So I'm fucking pumped. I wanted to put it out pretty quick. Took a while. The first, few edits came back. I gave some feedback, and then what I got was the final cut. And at this point, I've watched through the special like 100 times.
Mhm.
So like just hearing it was driving me fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, this is the final, and I assumed it had been reviewed by a bunch of people.
That's, by the way, that is just editing those TikTok clips that I put out, especially when you're going back to subtitle and stuff.
Woof.
The process of hearing you do a joke, same bit over and over again, it is just devastating. Like, it makes you, not only does it make you uncomfortable, it makes you hate that bit forever.
So
Like-
much.
Like, if I go, like, if I hear me do this joke again, first time you hear it, you're like, oh, that's okay. And then by the third time, you're like, there's nothing funny about this. Why am I even doing this?
Why are these idiots laughing?
Yeah.
These fucking stupid morons
Yeah.
think that's funny. And yeah, like I get that. So I want to invent a filter that changes your voice into an accent. That when you're editing, you just hear you different, and it doesn't bother you as much. Anyway, so I get
But then your special might only be funny in Australian.
fine by me, mate.
Fine by me, mate.
That sounds like a jolly good time.
Okay.
So kangaroos, the Vegemite's so gross.
Oh, what is it? What is it like? I've never had it.
It minerally. It's
just vegetable
what's it?
spread, right?
It's vegetable spread.
it looks like.
Do you know what it is?
I don't remember what was in
Oh,
it.
that's my. Hold on.
Yeah, that's my job. Yeah, well, he's figuring out. So I get the final cut, and I'm like, all right, let's just post it. So I upload it, I post it, and then I go to watch the final cut when it premieres on YouTube with everybody. And so it's 7 p.m. on a Monday. And I'm like, all right, cool. And I just released an episode of this in the morning. So, like, I got some good pop going. I've shared it everywhere. I got, 30 people watching or something like that with me. So it was cool. I was like, man, this is a great, fun time. And I'm watching it. And the whole time I'm like, what the? No, fuck. And just so many little things that I was like.
Really?
The crowd shots were one thing that bothered me a lot. So every now and then it would cut from me to someone in the crowd laughing. But frequently it wouldn't be a big laugh. It would be on like a tag in the middle of a story where you didn't need to cut away. It was just a setup piece.
Yeah.
It wasn't supposed to be a big laugh. It was just supposed to be like a haha, that's clever. And it would cut away to someone going. And it was like, that's what they were supposed to do. But it's just so weird to take the attention away from me telling the story and being big and animated to cut away to someone that's like, yes. And then there was, the same group of people that they cut to. And part of that is just a lack of footage. I only did one shot at it. I only did one set.
Yeah, that is really tough too.
We had 3 cameras on me and then 1 camera on crowd shots with a guy alternating where he was pointing in the crowd.
When I did the elbow room taping, which is where all those clips came from that I posted a few years ago, I did one as well. And one of the frustrating things is like if you slip in one setup, like that joke in terms of like using it and posting it anywhere, it's just gone. Like you just can't use it.
I fumbled words in the middle of one punchline, and it's just like there's no way to fix it. I just the talking's hard. And it's just like that's in the middle of my. But like that, at least it's authentic. I didn't cut it. I didn't want to try and cut it out. I just leave it. I fumbled. It happens. Yeah. But I'm okay with mistakes like that because that happened that night and that was okay and everything was fine. But what I didn't like is that. Because it was so frequently the cuts to the same group of people, it gave the illusion there were only like 25 people there.
Really?
And there were no cuts to the big wide shots of the crowd where you could see 180 people there. And so it was out and it was getting some traction and all my friends are sharing it and everyone's being so nice. And everyone's sharing it. It was just like, I got to pull this immediately. I should have said something sooner. Fuck. And it just kept welling in my gut. And I reached out to a bunch of different people and asked opinions from a bunch of different people. And the advice that ended up being what rang true to me was like, it doesn't matter how many people see this. It matters what people think when they see this. And this is going to be out for perpetuity. I'm not going to take it down anytime in the future now that it's the version I like.
Yeah.
So like, why would I want something that I feel less than stellar about out there representing me? So we re-edited and it took a few days and then I ended up not getting it until Friday late and it went out at 7:30 p.m. on Friday. So it was like a 5-day turnaround. And in the first like 36 hours of the first one, I had 1,000 views and now it's at like 400 views. So it's not doing as well, but it is dramatically better. It's so much better.
Yeah. And I mean, it's tough because what happens is like when people see it for the first time and they click on it, it's like that click-through rate means that it's going to show to more people at the end. But, dude, we'll figure it out. I mean,
I'm not worried about it because
in the long run, that shit won't matter. It's just the initial takeoff velocity is going to be a little different, especially once your fucking shorts start taking off. You'll be fine.
The shorts are starting to work, and I think also the other thing is like this is a pretty fun podcast. Like, I've been doing a shitty job of clipping on it and putting clips out there for it. Which, it's just my bad. But once this gets a little more traction too, it'll be directing people to the special. And also, the thing that is kind of neat is now that's my credit for intro. That's always what I say for an intro. Is he hosted for Louis C.K. He's got a new special on YouTube.
How was that? Do you want to?
I talked about it on the last one.
Okay,
it was really cool. It was It was life changing. It was very fun.
It's unbelievable, dude. I'm so stoked for you.
Yeah, it was a wild night, but so like I think it things are going up. Things will go well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, dude, you've
talked a little bit about this, and and I don't know how interesting it is for anyone else, but it's interesting to me. You've had some truly viral, monstrous clips.
Bangers, yeah.
Yeah, and then your thing was that you didn't have anywhere to put them after that, right?
Yeah, I mean, 3 times in a row, I made the same mistake, which was when I put those clips on TikTok. I had never had a video get more than 1,000 views, so I was truly expecting nothing to happen, and then they got 20 million views out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And fucking no one had anything else to watch of me. So that one actually made me suck at stand up for a full year.
Okay.
That broke me completely, because what was happening was, up to that point, my whole mentality was like, okay, it takes people usually about 10 years to get pretty good at stand up.
Yeah.
I was like, if I focus on doing a spot a day, no matter what, and getting on stage as much as I can, I think I can cut that process in half. I was like, I can just fucking rush. So my whole thing was just, I'm just going to write a ton, get on stage as much as fucking possible, and try to be a good comic 2 years in. And it worked. Like 2 years in, all those clips, I was fucking 2 years in when I filmed them, and I felt really good about what I put out. But the thing was, once those went viral, dude, I realized there was nothing for these people to watch after. So they would go, oh, fuck, 20 million people saw it. They're like, what else does this kid have? Nothing. Literally nothing for them to watch, except like a crowd work clip from when I was a year into stand up.
Yeah.
And a video of me and my brother surfing. And it's like, so they're just go, what the fuck is this? So I went out and immediately just started rushing to try to film shit and rushing to clip shit that I wasn't happy with.
Yeah.
Like, we were talking about just like a fucked up setup. I'm like 2 years in filming a mini YouTube special, and I'm trying to find tolerable clips from that video.
Yeah.
Nothing. So I'm out there basically just like, this bit's not ready, but I'm going to go out and film it so I can put it online. This bit is definitely not ready, filming it so I can put it online. And so I put all this mediocre shit online, and then the pandemic happened. And yeah, dude, I basically started writing to please an algorithm, which is the worst thing that you can do.
Yeah.
So the initial pop was great. It allowed me to like headline a little bit on the road. That was cool as fuck. But in terms of like its impact on my stand up, negative. Definitely negative.
Interesting.
And
Do
then
you think it'll end up being a net positive overall?
absolutely, because I've got
You learned a lot from that.
100%. Well, the second time I didn't learn at all, because I went on YouTube. I put it on YouTube Shorts. I wasn't expecting anything to happen. This got the same fucking numbers, same problem. Nothing for them to watch. And then I put it on Instagram again in February.
Yeah.
A year and a half after I taped this, I'm going, no one's gonna fucking, or two years after I watched this, like 1 million views on the first day. Darian's going, this kid's fucking problems again. He's rolling his eyes. But I can just see you looking disappointed in me every time I say anything. But dude,
I'm surprised that you're. I can't believe you surf.
Not well. I get out there. Do you surf, Darian?
Just the web, dude.
Big web guy.
Big web guy.
I think that was somebody's roast battle joke for me. Joe looks like he surfs. The web for gay porn.
Someone did say that about you.
Yeah, I forget who it was.
Not me.
Yeah. What was your meanest roast battle joke for me?
I don't remember. I said, I think one of the ones that worked really well was that it was so cool that Sunshine from Remember the Titans was now doing stand-up.
Sunshine.
Yeah.
I used to get that all the time.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, we played in a pickup softball league one summer, and one of the other teams just started calling me Sunshine the whole game.
Yeah, of course.
Sunshine can't hit, and I couldn't hit. I was wicked bad at
You guys
softball,
remember,
dude.
in the middle of that movie, he just kissed some other guy
For
and
no
they
reason?
Just didn't explain that at all.
No, they kind of explained it. The way that they explained it is he was just like fucking with him. He was like, maybe I'm gay. I'm from California. And
Wait,
then,
what?
Yeah, but they
You
just
don't remember
never
that?
go
Remember the
back to
Titans?
it.
I've never seen Remember the Titans.
whoa.
What?
Whoa.
Never seen Remember. Is it a?
This is how people feel when I say I haven't seen Goodfellas.
You're the
Wait,
worst.
what? It's on Netflix, Mike.
Is it really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it looks like I'm going to be watching Goodfellas.
You'll sit down and just right off the jump.
Next week, I'm going to be giving a
Ever
review
since
of
I can
Goodfellas
remember,
and
I've
how
wanted to
dog
be a
shit it
gangster.
For sure is as
Yeah,
a movie.
there's no. I know, Mike. There's no way he likes one of the best movies ever. He just no way. He
Crazy.
comes in and he goes, it's
I
good.
didn't like Shawshank,
Eh,
and everyone told me that was the
I
best
can
movie.
understand that.
I get
All right,
it.
cool.
How many times have you seen Goodfellas?
100.
Me too. I'm
100, dude. That's wild.
Dude, because I'll throw. It's one of those ones where it's on Netflix and HBO all the time, and you'll just click it and just go, "I'm just gonna watch a minute of it," and it goes. As long as I can remember, I've always wanted to be a gangster, and you go, "All right, I'm gonna be watching this whole thing."
That's the Northeast in us, though.
Yeah, 100%, dude. That one, like The Departed, dude. The Departed turns me into a fucking asshole every time I watch it. It breaks me, dude.
I feel like if we played the Dropkick Murphys right now, you guys would just start breaking shit. Just, let's go, Pats! You know, just out of nowhere.
Patriots do rule, though. Mac Jones looking good in preseason.
Dude, fuck the Patriots forever. One of the worst feelings of my entire life, I was doing a set in Denver, and I'm getting amped up for the show, and a bunch of people have come out. A buddy of mine that I went to college with, who I haven't seen in a fucking decade, is there. I'm stoked, and I'm sitting at the bar, and I look up at the TV, and they're playing the ESPN 30 for 30 about when they invented the tuck rule for Tom Brady so they could beat the Raiders. I'm a Raiders fan because I have mental problems.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, I'm sitting there just reliving like a childhood trauma. Just like, no, I gotta go do comedy now. Like fucking Tom Brady.
Tom fucking Brady, dude. Yeah, that was one of the most ridiculous rulings. Like, that shit was fucking wild.
They just made shit up. They're like, he tucked it so it's not a fumble. What?
That was a rule, though.
No, they made up the rule then. That was the whole thing that was so crazy about it, is that he
not
tried
true.
to throw it, and then he tucked it, and then it got knocked out of his hand. We recovered it and would have kicked a field goal to win the fucking game, but instead they're like, incomplete pass.
No, it was called the tuck rule. It was already in the rule book. That's the controversy of the ruling is that almost never gets called.
All right,
I think
didn't
Darian's
watch
right. I
anything
think
but the
Darian's
5
right.
seconds
Go
of-
Pats, dude. Go Pats.
God fucking damn it. That's all the time we have right now. What are we at?
50.
50? Cool. That's great. We got.
Let's keep going, baby.
Yeah. Why you were still talking about? So, third time you go viral is on Instagram.
Yeah, I mean,
and then
dude,
you
the
have
thing
nothing
was,
to send them to.
I need to just make shit. And I've just been working on this whole new thing that I'm working on. I want to put it out, but I just got to wait to do it. And it's kind of just like doing the only stand-up game is weird. I need to start doing something else. So we'll figure out what it's going to be. But
I mean, you'd probably do good at sketches.
yeah,
I feel like you could make some sketches.
Have you tried
dude.
snowboarding?
I ski, dude.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Really?
Yeah, I'm
Are you good at it?
decent.
Can you do tricks?
Yeah.
What kind of tricks can you do?
I could do a 360, dude.
What is that?
This is a spin. You do,
Darren, can you do a ground 360, dude?
Huh?
Can you do a 360 off the ground?
If as long as I stay on it and just turn around.
That's a pretty good ground 360.
Yeah.
How long have you been skiing?
Whole life, dude.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, growing up in the Northeast, it's all we do. Like on the weekends, you're just like, fuck it, we're going up. Grew up skiing at
How
some
you guys
shithole
did
mountain.
insider trading? I thought that was.
Oh my god, we do that
Did you
too.
grow up in that town where it was like the skiers versus the snowboarders, and the snowboarders are like urchins or whatever?
What is
Remember
this?
that?
What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Um,
It's like an 80s trope.
yeah.
Oh,
no,
really?
Johnny Tsunami.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Johnny Tsunami.
Well, dude, there's old videos of it. It's fucking hilarious. And the snowboarding actually came out like people hated it, and where people fucking just didn't want them on the mountain and stuff. There's some mountains where you're still not allowed to snowboard.
Stay
There's
off
like 4
our
or 5 of them.
mountain.
Yeah, stay off of our mountain.
And then you got to race the fucking snowboard kid to the bottom, and he beats you, so then they can use the mountain.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Right? Did you fight the snowboarders? Did you guys have rivalries?
No, I've never gotten in a fight at a ski mountain. Although like little ski twerps are the worst people on
What
earth.
is that?
Like, dude, I don't know. There's just like park rats is what you call them. So
You hit them with your poles?
there'd be like a group of just like 13-year-old kids that would hang out in the ski park, and they're just, I don't know, little punks, dude. Would
Yeah.
always start shit.
You
fun.
look like
Cafeterias and
you
stuff.
would have been that kid.
But I wasn't that good, so the thing was like
Oh.
those kids would fucking shred and throw crazy tricks. One of them was my cousin.
nice.
And yeah,
So
getting
you
arguments.
wanted to be one of those.
Yeah, but I wasn't quite sick enough, dude.
Oh.
I was a goofy kid.
I wasn't sick enough.
I wasn't quite sick enough. That's awesome.
Yeah, dude, I wasn't like a rad kid. I was actually like kind of introverted and fucking didn't.
Oh, you
yeah.
were like the squid from Rocket Power.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, dude, like actually pretty much spot on. Like I grew a foot in high school.
Whoa.
So that changed my
So you
personality.
only had 1 foot before
I
that?
was going to do the same thing. Goddamn.
I channeled Darian.
You grew a 3rd foot in high school?
What did you do with it?
Where is it?
We're the dumbest people alive. I love podcasting so
Oh,
much.
God.
It's a blast.
So you grew 12 inches.
12 inches, dude.
How'd the ladies feel about that?
Well, I didn't fill into it immediately, so
So it was just long and thin.
bro, yeah, it was brutal. It was like I literally was 6'2", and I think I weighed 125 pounds.
Was it flappy?
So it was
How much?
Like $125, $130.
Whoa, like a lady.
Yeah, there's like a picture of me from high school running, and my legs are
And
like
my
this
asshole
big.
is this big.
That's crazy. So you look like Connecticut Buyers Club.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it was a really rough look, dude. I don't know. It's a textbook late bloomer, right?
Yeah.
Like it was weird. It completely changes the way people interact with you, by the way. Like growing a foot, I don't know. It went from being like kind of getting
Yeah,
picked
it really
on.
depends also on how quickly you do it.
Yeah.
If you grow a foot in 3 minutes in front of somebody, it really changes the way they interact
You're
with
like,
you.
what the fuck? Yeah, if you grew a foot during this podcast,
Yeah.
I would definitely interact with you differently.
Oh,
That
no,
would be
talk-
sick, dude.
Yeah.
By the way, the girl that I went out with last night on that date, she is 5'10",
Okay.
and she was telling me on average that like she'll match with guys that say they're 6'2".
Uh-huh.
And she said, on average, like over half were under 5'10", or like shorter
Whoa.
than her. So guys on these dating apps are bumping their number up by like 4 or 5 inches,
That's so.
which is crazy.
Every now and then I get ads on Instagram
Mm-hmm.
for these shoes that make you 3 inches taller. And it's just so fucking funny to me that that's like it's like a push-up bra for men.
Yeah.
But like, how funny is that like then when you get home, you take it off and you're like, hello, it's me, your short king.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's one thing that you genuinely can't fix. It's
Yeah.
an unfixable problem. Like you're fucking stuck with it for
Dude,
sure.
It's interesting though because you
Yeah,
can
like
see,
diabetes.
Are you diabetic yet?
No.
Is it come?
Are you diabetic yet? Such a mean question.
What about you, Mike?
Probably, honestly. I
Yeah.
got checked about a year ago when I still had health insurance, and they said surprisingly there was no signs
Dude,
at all.
all right, I didn't want to say anything about this, but it's kind of funny. I only know that because I got checked like a week ago.
Uh-huh.
I ended up in the ER in the morning for something that was going on.
Oh shit.
And it ended up being fine. Ended up being totally fine. But when I went in, they did a full blood panel thing and an EKG, like just
Yeah.
to check like everything. And I swear to God, the doctor came in and he goes, honestly, on paper, I can't even explain how healthy you are.
There's no like pre-diabetic, no nothing
No,
going
so
on, dude.
Everything's cool. Everything's great.
Isn't it wild with the way that they talk to you, like at doctor's offices sometimes?
Well, then I thought this guy is retarded. So,
Well, dude, 'cause the thing is,
doctor.
You're also like a booze bag too.
what the fuck, dude?
Which is
First
like-
of all, that's not true. I
No.
don't drink that much at all.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just sweaty? Is that what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe you just called me a fucking booze bag.
Yeah, dude.
So
You're such a piece of shit. Oh my god, I don't even drink really.
So you just.
I know, like the other night, Darian texted me. He said, "Might be a rare drinking night for me." And I was
And then
like,
I
"Oh."
didn't drink after that.
Yeah, and then he didn't drink. Oh man,
Well, fuck you too, dude.
that's so. Dude, sometimes when I go to the doctor's
You look
office
like a Camel
and like I tell
cigarette,
them,
you fucking dick.
like I've gone.
I might actually be the most unhealthy guy here, honestly.
Dude,
like-
I gotta get out of here.
yeah,
I'm like-
okay,
Get the
Joe.
fuck. Where are we at, Dan? Yeah, it's time to go. This guy's
Careful,
talking about
that's
being
the
the
Masters.
most. This guy's talking about them being the most unhealthy person.
no,
Look
I
at you.
think I legitimately like.
Dude, I've seen
af-
you running on 6th Street faster than cars. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that used to be my route. I would run
Yeah.
by Vulcan, and then I realized
Yeah.
that I had to stop doing it because I'd
Yeah.
run by, and all the bouncers would just you and Bilal would just glare at me, and I
Yeah.
go, just fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Hate me for being in.
No, we had
What
money
time are you
on-
running? Why are you running at night?
It's like 7 p.m., dude. Like,
What?
yeah, after work, get a little workout in before you go fucking.
What?
When was the last time you worked out?
I played football a couple weeks ago.
No shit, like flag football.
Touch football.
No way.
With some comics. It's very fun. You should.
That
come.
sounds rad. I
Dude,
love that shit.
It was too hot, so we had to take a lot of breaks.
Mhm.
And then the last 2 times that they've played, I've had shows too close to it where I wouldn't have had time to go home and shower.
Uh huh.
But dude, it was really fun.
I love
It
that
was
shit.
a good time, and it was also really funny because there were a couple of times where I caught a pass,
Mhm.
and then I would start running, and I had muscle memory from when I played football when I was younger and was like an athlete. And so I would run like full steam, and then I would try and juke, and it was like, oh, your body doesn't do that anymore. Like I tried to stutter step and juke Ridge Hirschberger,
Yeah.
and I took my right step, and then it was like all my momentum stopped, and then I was like, oh, I can't go fast again this way. You're just stopped now, buddy.
Yeah.
You gotta get going again. And then I started going, Ridge was just like, okay. I was like,
Acceleration.
yeah, dude, there was just none.
No acceleration going on.
No.
I mean, dude, that's one of the things I had that same realization the other day where I was just like, I was just thinking about it. It just got in my head. I was like, when was the last time you sprinted? Not like ran.
When was
but
the last time you worked out?
like sprinted, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Have you? I don't know how to. I just haven't done it. And
I raced Eli not that long ago.
You did?
After a sunset show.
Who won?
Eli by the hair of his chinny chin chin.
Really?
So Eli's an
He's
interesting.
jacked.
So Eli's an interesting character because he grew up much like you. He was like very skinny, and then he got tall, and then was lanky, and then he didn't get into working out until he was in college, and then he took a bunch of supplements and stuff, and got like
Huge.
built. But the thing is, Eli got built in the gym, so he doesn't have any athletic.
Oh, he's
instincts.
super uncoordinated.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah, there's some guys in the gym that are just like jacked and they're just goofy though. They're
He
like,
is. You ever see
like-
him try to like throw a football or shoot
Yes.
basketball?
Well, so like when we ran, we're racing, and I have racing.
I've seen him
I
throw
grew up as an
women.
athlete, and he fucking runs on his heels, and he looks like he's like, it's wild, dude. He looks like a meerkat or something the way he runs. And like, dude, when he first got into like sparring and boxing and stuff, we would put on gloves and spar. And, like he was staying in Airbnb for a while when he lived here, and I remember we were in the backyard. And
wait, what do you mean when he lived here? Did he leave?
No, when he first moved here.
Okay.
Before he got his house. But we were going, and I'd tag him a bunch. And it was just like he had great cardio, but his instincts were just not there. And then he started training, and now he'd fucking destroy me. But it's
Yeah.
so funny to see, like, now that he's good at fighting. So he's good at fighting stuff. He's better at fighting stuff. He's better than the average human by so much. Doesn't
Oh, he's
matter.
good. He's like got technique down, but yeah, he has
He's
no
doing, like,
natural
jujitsu.
ability.
Yeah, it's so like you would still like if you're like, do you want to throw a football around with this tall jacked guy? He's like,
That's fucking bizarre.
it's crazy.
Those jujitsu guys are kind of fucking wild though. That's one skill that I wish I learned because it is kind of intimidating
go.
knowing that like if you just scrap somebody in a bar fight, just some random dude might just be able to just fuck you up.
On the ground.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like literally just get you down. Did you guys watch that Usman fight when he got
Yeah.
kicked in the head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Did you watch fucking Demetrius Johnson land that fucking knee?
In
Mighty
one.
Mouse?
Yeah.
The one
That
fight?
was sick.
I forget the name of the guy he was fighting, but
He kneed him in the ground the fight before, so it was a little revenge.
yeah. Everybody, I didn't have any background for it. My favorite thing about fights is on Reddit, on the MMA subreddit.
Mhm.
On the day of a big fight, they just have all of the highlights. So I don't have to sit there and watch the whole thing. I can just watch all the knockouts and like 8 angles in HD. It's fucking great. But dude, he clocks him with a left, and then he starts falling back. And as he's falling into the cage, he just times it perfectly and jumps a knee into his fucking dome. That is just out.
Unconscious.
I love it.
I mean, dude, the other one, what was that dude's that got his mouth split open and he was bleeding into the guy's face?
Oh,
that's
Luke Rockhold.
That was some of the sickest shit I've ever seen, dude.
That's pretty cool.
Did you hear the story about this guy?
No.
This guy got his leg snapped in a fight. Literally, they snapped his leg and he still wouldn't tap, and they had to call the fight after it. And he's such a hard-headed fuck that he like fucked himself up so bad that he hadn't fought in 3 years.
Whoa.
So like the last time he fought, he was 29. Now he's 32.
He was a
Yeah.
literal Abercrombie model, though.
That's so funny. Wasn't he on Ultimate Fighter
He
with
was.
Michael Bisping? Didn't they have like?
He had beef with Bisping, but
I feel like Rockhold, right? I feel like they had competing houses in that fucking in a season of that show.
he was a Strike Force guy. But yeah, he might have been. I don't know. There's so many seasons of fucking
Yeah,
Ultimate Fighter.
yeah.
They
that
all
was a
blend
cool
together
show.
because they wear the same jerseys.
Yeah, that was a cool show though.
Dude,
Is
this
it still
guy
on?
is just a fucking animal. I mean, dude, so he was getting his ass kicked by this guy. The other guy was like a really unlikable, steroided Brazilian guy, right? What's his fucking name?
Costa.
Yeah, and dude, this guy came in and like was beating his ass, but he just wouldn't take it. Like he literally got him to the ground, and the other guy was just fucking dripping the blood into his mouth. It was
That's so
fucking
cool.
insane, dude.
They're both dickheads.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't like Luke Rockhold?
People don't like Luke Rockhold at all.
I've heard
I
he's
think
an
I think he turned everybody on that fight.
For like 48 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
And
What?
then they go back to hating him.
Yes.
You know who I fucking love is Sugar Sean. That dude fucking rules.
Who's that?
I don't know his real last name, but Sean
Sean O'Malley.
O'Malley. That's right.
He's
He
like
does-
friends with like Riff Raff and shit.
Yeah, he has bunches of cool tattoos. He has crazy colorful hair. He always gets it done like braided and crazy cool for the fights. And then he shows a bunch of training videos where he's just taking like bong rips and then shadow boxing. And he's just like a sick fucking dude.
That's awesome.
And Galen Nash, my buddy, was performing in Arizona, and the night of his fight where he got the DQ from the eye poke, he was just at the fucking, like maybe it was the next night, but he was at the fucking comedy show, just like watching, and so like someone took a picture in the crowd and you see pink braids, and it was like, that's him.
No
And then-
shit.
yeah, and they went and talked afterwards. It's like, man, that's fucking, what a cool dude.
That's
He's-
sick.
He's just like a, prime night UFC fighter, badass dude, smoking weed.
Are there any UFC guys that live in Austin that are just around here?
Probably.
Guys that pop in and out. Like Cheeto Vera doesn't live here, but he comes to Austin pretty
I'm
often.
surprised with Rogan living down here. There's not more guys that are just like coming down here, just deciding to move down here and train and shit.
Well, I mean, I
Why
bet
would
10th
they?
Planet's number have been incredible.
Yeah, they pop into 10th Planet here and there.
Have you been over there?
No,
I want to go. I want to try it out. It's just like the
it's
one
very
thing where
fun. I did it for a little bit in high school, and then I
Ted
did
Planet's here in Austin.
it. Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have one here.
They have one here.
They're a chain, so they have them all
okay,
over.
Gotcha.
I belong to it technically.
Yeah,
I go maybe like, I try to go twice a week, but that doesn't happen.
yeah.
Really?
it's hard.
I go to wrestling.
Oh
But-
yeah, that's fun.
Jiu-jitsu, I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
do they
It's
like
fun
coach
learning.
you, or do you just go in and spar with people?
Oh, we have coaches and stuff, yeah.
Mhm.
But jiu-jitsu, I just don't even know where to start because like when you try to go, there's so many fucking people that go.
Mhm.
It's like 70 to 80 people that just roll on the mat, and it's just, you really have no room.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
yeah.
But wrestling's a little bit more intimate. It's like 10 to 12 people.
Okay.
What's the business model? Like you pay to be a member, or like?
Yeah, it's like $180 a month.
Oh wow,
And then you can go to so many classes. And if you pay more,
Unlimited,
you can
yeah.
pay. You can go
that's
to even more.
unlimited.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Yeah, dude. That is one skill that I just wish I had because I
Go
I
get
will
it. You
I
can
will
buy
get
that skill.
dude. I will get in like the occasional scrap and just get fucking annihilated. like,
Why do
'cause
you
I'm-
keep getting in scraps then? You
occasion?
goofy
It's
boy?
occasional. But like, dude, like, I don't know if somebody like
Yeah, you are
pushes me or
known
something.
as
I'll-
like a hothead guy. You can't really trust you. You know what I mean? Alcoholic.
Darren's getting you back for calling him a booze bag.
Yeah, what the fuck was that about?
dude, I mean, I didn't know. I thought you were sweaty because you're drunk. But
Alright.
yeah, dude.
Whatever,
I
dude.
don't know.
No, Eli became like a machine within less than 2 years.
Yeah.
Really?
But he goes constantly.
Yeah.
He's
He
just
goes every
always
day?
there. Yeah.
But he doesn't have a daily job.
Yeah. Yeah. he
Oh,
doesn't-
really?
he-
He's just doing the cricket thing all day.
Yeah. So he does crickets and fighting.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
dude.
He's got a good life.
Have
And
you had-
rapping sometimes.
Yeah,
He's
he's-
rapping, crickets,
Brody
fighting.
Lowballer.
Yeah.
That was the dude. I didn't know who he was before. I saw him rap before I ever met him
Oh, that's great.
at the.
That's a very fun first impression of Eli.
I was like, who the fuck is this? Because it was karaoke night, and they were like, we got a local rapper, and so it just
It's
goes.
like, oh, Austin. The,
just-
the rap community is probably strong.
Everyone was just like, what the fuck is going on, dude?
Yeah. And he wears crazy stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's fun to watch.
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Everyone was baffled.
Yeah. He's a baffling guy. It's interesting though because some of his raps are very good, and then some of them I don't understand what happened. Like sometimes I'm like, man, he gets it. He's good at things.
Yeah.
And then other times it's like,
He
What-
just bombs.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, he gets in his head a lot too.
I've seen him bomb and crush.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one where it was like it was a freestyle,
Yeah.
and he just didn't have it that day,
Yeah.
and the latchkey turned on him,
yeah.
and it
They'll
was
do that.
it was tough.
Dude, I love cutthroat karaoke so much. I love
One of the
watching
greatest events.
people get so amped up to sing and then get cut off.
Mm.
Feels so good.
Yeah.
All right, so you got a show next Thursday.
You got a show. I'm headlining East Austin Comedy Club on Saturday, next
Sick.
Saturday. So that's my first headlining gig in Austin.
Awesome.
And then I got the Cloakroom on the 8th.
Perfect.
So pull up. We'd love to see you there. We're going to have Mike back on. It'll be great. So,
Program was very fun.
yeah, it's a nice little room, teeny, 30 seats. Always sells out, so get your tickets. Pull up. We'd love to see you. And, yeah, that's it. Hell yeah, dude.
Awesome. Well, thanks for getting social on Highly Social. I
Yeah,
appreciate it
dude.
very much.
Appreciate you, brother. Yeah.
We'll see you next week.